Macbeth's cruelty. Early the next day, Macbeth went to the lonely place where he had met the witches. He found them preparing magic mixtures from parts of animals and plants. They used these secret mixtures to obtain knowledge of future events. Macbeth asked them to tell him what would happen to him, and immediately he saw three devils in front of him. The first was in the form of head wearing a battle helmet. Macbeth began to speak to it, but the witches told him to be silent. Then the head slowly said, Macbeth, 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 watch, Mac- the watch the thin of five. After this, the head disappeared into the ground. The second devil appeared to the noise of thunder. It was in the form of a child covered in blood. It told Macbeth to be very cruel, bold, and determined, and not to fear no one. And to fear no one. There was no one born of a woman who could harm him. Macbeth at once thought of the warning he had just received about Macduff. I need to not fear him then, he thought, but he decided that he would kill Macduff anyway to be quite safe. Then a third devil appeared. It was a child dressed like a king with a tree in its hand. It said, Macbeth shall never lose a battle until great Birnam Wood moves towards Donisnan Hill. That will never happen, said Macbeth to him. He was encouraged by these words. He believed all he had heard, and he felt need ne- he need never fear his enemies again. Before Macbeth left the place, he asked the witches whether any of Banquo's children would ever become kings of Scotland. This was the one problem that still worried him. The three old women warned him not to ask this, but he insisted. He heard music, and one by one, eight shadows passed by him. They were the shadows of kings. The last was Banquo, covered in blood, who turned his hand and smiled at Macbeth. He was holding a mirror in his hand, in which Macbeth could see still more kings. These were all the children of Banquo and would rule Scotland after Macbeth. Macbeth was very shocked and cried, This is terrible sight. Now I see what it means, for Banquo is pointing to the kings in the mirror to show they are his children. Will this really happen? The witches assured him that it would, and then the sound of the music faded away and they disappeared. As Macbeth was returning from the witches, he met one of his noblemen. This man told him that Macduff had left his home and family suddenly and had gone to England to join Malcolm Duncan's son. Malcolm hoped to gather an army to defeat Macbeth, then he could become king of Scotland as his father had planned. Macbeth was very angry when he heard this news. He attacked Macduff's castle and savagely killed his wife and all his children. This deed and other actions like it did little to help Macbeth. Many of his noblemen and soldiers hated him for his unnecessary cruelty. Some left him and joined his enemies. Those who stayed with him did not respect or admire him any longer. Macbeth himself was always anxious and unhappy.